Hi, welcome to lessonswithtroy.com. I'm Troy Brenningmeyer. Well, this lesson is one I've had a lot of requests for, and I'm actually making it into a new series on the site. It's called Slow Old-Timey Dobro, and this is volume 1, so this is going to be just the basics of this style, and we're not getting into slants just yet. Slants are a real important part of this style, but I wanted to keep this one showing you how to play a lot of this without using slants at first, and then in upcoming volumes we'll be working more with slants. So this style is reminiscent of the Brother Oswald style of playing, and a lot of people really love that style and that sound, and it definitely does have a really cool sound to it. So in this one, what we're going to be working with is a lot of pinches in this one, whereas in Slow and Pretty Dobro we were just playing one note. In this one we're going to be playing a lot of two notes, a lot of two-note intervals, a lot of thirds, a lot of sixths, a lot of pinches with the thumb and index or thumb and middle. I'll be showing you a lot of licks with these intervals, and also I'll be showing you everything that today that I show you is movable. So we're in the key of C, but it's totally movable in other keys, so you learn one thing and you can play it in whatever key you want to play it in. So let's go ahead and get going here. It should be a fun lesson. And switch cameras here where you can see both hands. Okay, so if you got your tablature, go ahead and print it out, and we'll be working with that. And also I've got a great little old-timey jam track that's really fun to play with and to work with these intervals and these licks with. And we'll be working with that a little later. Okay, so talking about intervals. An interval is basically the distance between two notes. And in old-timey dobro, what I hear a lot are two major intervals. An interval of a third, which sounds like that, and you can see it in your tablature there. Measures 1, 2, 3, and 4 show you different intervals of a third. Okay, and I also hear an interval of a sixth. So let's learn these intervals. Okay, so in measures 1 through 6, in measure 1 you see on your second string and your first string, you're on your 5th fret there. And notice how I just pinched that with my thumb and index. Now something that I want to really stress here, especially at the beginning, is some different muting techniques. Okay, so what I want you to do is get your right hand used to moving it away from this cover for your bridge there. So what you can do is some palm blocking, where if you wanted to mute with your right hand, all you have to do is when you play that, you just twist your hand back like that, and notice how the heel of my hand mutes out those strings. So that's a real important part too, is to really get used to some different muting techniques here. Okay, so another interval of a third would be on your third string and second string. Now watch what I'm doing with my bar there. Did you notice how I didn't leave it on all 6 strings? When I moved down to my third string and second string, I also moved my bar down to where the tip of my bar is on whatever the highest string that I'm playing there. So the highest string was my second string, so that's where the tip of my bar stays. So my bar's still flat on all the strings, but I just move it back, and that's something to get used to doing. So in addition to some nice muting techniques with your heel of your hand, you can also work on moving that bar down as you move it down. Okay, so your strings are G, B, D, G, B, D, right? So whatever you played here on your second and first string, you can also play on your 5th string and 4th string, and that's what we do there in measure 3. 5th fret on your 5th string and 4th string. You can also play another interval of a third on your 6th string and 5th string. And notice how my bar, as I'm going down, right, to different strings, my bar is coming with me there. And I'm playing all those with my thumb and my index, doing pinches like that. You could play it with your index and middle finger. And I definitely suggest to try it in all kinds of different ways. But I find that it's maybe a little cleaner, and you get a little bit more power with doing a pinch there, either with your middle finger and thumb or your index and thumb. So try it several different ways, and it's always good to be proficient at all the different ways. So we'll be really working with these intervals. A lot of these licks are ways of walking up or walking down using these intervals. So what I want you to do as well is just know, you know, the kind of the theory behind this, what these are called. It's a good thing to know what they look like. Do you see how when you're playing an interval of a third, how you're not skipping any strings, you're playing two adjacent strings, two strings right next to each other? Okay, another thing is I'm skipping this fourth string and third string because that's actually not an interval of a third, that's an interval of a fourth. Now let me show you real quick, not to get into too much theory here, but let me show you how or why this is called an interval of a third. Okay, so basically let's start here on our third string and second string. The notes there, and I definitely recommend knowing all your notes, the notes there are C to E. Okay, put simply, E is 3 notes away from C, counting C as your starting note. So 1, 2, 3. So using a C major scale, that's C, D, E. Root, third. 3 notes away, that's interval of a third. Same thing from E to G. We got E, F, G. 1, 2, 3. An interval of a third. Same thing down here. When we play on our 6th string and 5th string, we've got C, D, E. 1, 2, 3. And also on our 5th string and 4th string, we've got E, F, G. Now, why this doesn't work on my 4th string and 3rd string is because we've got G, A, B, C. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what's called an interval of a fourth. And I don't hear that so much in old-timey dobro playing as much as I do intervals of a third. You hear that sound a lot. But you don't hear so much, right? That kind of a sound. So yeah, memorize how that looks. We're not doing that on my 4th string and 3rd string, but we are playing that on my 2nd string and 1st string. Get used to that pinch there. And 3rd string, 2nd string. 5th string, 4th string. And 6th string, 5th string. Now in measures 5 and 6, we go to a different interval, an interval of a sixth. Okay, so what that looks like is you're actually skipping a string here. So you're playing your 4th string and 2nd string, but you're skipping this 3rd string. So we're on our 5th fret there. And just get used to how that sounds. Now I'm playing that with my thumb and middle finger.